Have another beer, buddy.
Chatty chat chat chat. I think that they probably said that being shorter is advantageous.
Well, they need to teach me then. There you go. So we had to poke a little fun at him. Call you Ginger Swag.
Yeah. If you weren't bowlers, what would you have liked to have done instead? Anything else. Literally anything else.
That's a great answer.
The horse is so dead that it's on some kid's school project in a landfill already.
And there you have it. No. We'll talk him into it.
Terrible idea.
I was just talking to you and he wasn't there. Now, boom.
Yeah. What are you doing, bucko?
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. Okay. Okay. We can't see the.
I was planning on being live in person tonight, but I'm getting over a bug here.
Yeah. So. Yeah. What I had last show, probably.
Yeah. So if I have to mute my microphone to cough every once in a while, I apologize.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody that's joined us here saying hi? Brittany, James.
Woo. Yep.
Robert. Welcome to the Breakdown Pair episode number 62.
Mm-hmm. Rabbit hole time. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, we are gonna kick it off here. We are gonna try to. We had kind of a we were gonna do it more like a show when we first started, and we had some like categories and some stuff to just kind of make the show a little bit more structured instead of so random and nutso. And so we're gonna try returning to some of the stuff and see how it works. Try to keep up, but
we had fun with it, but some people didn't like it. They're party poopers.
Yeah. So I think the thing was that we made the entire show these like categories or whatever, and that didn't quite work. So we're gonna buzz through, and we won't try to make the entire show so structured. So don't worry about it. But we're gonna sprinkle these back in to kind of mix it up or whatever. So
yep.
Yeah, our first category is getting tapped. It's the beer
Actually, before we get into that, before we start our category, can we mention one thing real quick about a friend that we lost this last couple weeks?
Yeah, go for it.
So in our area, in the bowling area, in Kansas City area, we lost a great ambassador of the sport here within these last couple weeks. He was actually the head mechanic at Olathe East, long-time bowler in the Kansas City area, as I just said. His name was Jeremy Hirschman. Was a very good guy. Literally could have a conversation with anybody, and just an all-around great dude to be around, and proud to have him as a ambassador of the sport. And so hats off to his family, and hopefully everything's going okay with them as they grieve. So anything to say on your end?
I was going to tell everybody for reference, he was the one that shot 865 that I had the stream of on my channel. So if you're interested, go back and check that out. I got the last, I don't know, the last half of the last game. I streamed it, and he was the one that drafted me in the scratch league the first year after I switched back to lefty and had no clue what was going to happen. But he took a risk and drafted me anyway, and he was a big part of helping me out that season, and just generally, again, just being a good dude aside from that. And so that's really we lost a good bowler, but we lost an even better person. So, and he was only 44.
So that could make me tear up just thinking about it. So
yeah,
I told Luke that I wanted to definitely say something. So Jeremy Hirschman's family, there you go. Hirschman family donated some money to HOA this weekend for the kids in his name. Yeah, that's awesome. That's good stuff.
Yeah, one our league did. We've got a fund in the Mike Medlin League that was for to award to youth bowlers or whatever else, and the fund grew enough to where they were able to take a couple $1,000s out of that fund and send it over. And then on our league night, when we had payout between everybody in the league, we raised another $1,000. Because again, this was sudden. They didn't know anything about it, and just sudden, totally unexpected. And so, generally helping out with stuff. And there's a there's a youth tournament in the area called the Heart of America. It's been here for a while. I mean, you bowled it, you and Amanda, and it's been around since I was in youth 20 years ago. So he was pretty active with that, and he participated in a lot of those. And Drew Knudsen, that kind of, I think he kind of is in charge of them now. He was really good friends with Hirschman, and so they again are going to do some other stuff. And then the KC tournaments, they're going to have a team Baker tournament, or a 5-person Baker tournament on July 1st, and they're going to make that the Jeremy Hirschman Memorial Tournament. So have that every year, and so yeah.
It's a pretty cool tournament that they're doing in his honor too, because it's a 5-man Baker, 32 games of Baker games, which is a lot of games.
Yeah.
So pretty freaking awesome. And to piggyback off what Luke said real quick about Hirschman, the night he shot 865, was it 866?
It was 865, yeah.
865. The man did it with a OG.
Yeah. OG.
Like he just found it in the basement.
Yeah, he didn't remember it was there. He got into there looking for something else, and he happened to find his old 3D offset again. You know, they had the remake here recently, but there was the OG that he pulled out and shot it with. And it's kind of sad that you don't really know the type of impact that you have on a community, or how many people out there that you have thinking about you or caring about you until, you know, you're gone. But at least he gets to look down and see it. So
yeah, it's so hats off to Jeremy. Miss you, buddy.
Yep.
All right, let's get tapped.
Yeah, we'll have a drink in his honor tonight.
Absolutely.
I'm starting out with a little bit of hydration. So my stepson Tanner got Liquid Death. It's it's a brand of water, but this one's called Armless Palmer. It's iced tea, agave, and vitamins, and he doesn't like them, so he bought like an 8-pack of them, and 8-pack of 20-ounce cans, and he doesn't like them, and so he he sent these over. These are fantastic.
I don't know if I ever want to drink anything that says it's healthy. It says Liquid Death on it. I might.
Yeah. Murder your thirst. I don't. Yeah, it's funny. This psychotic can of iced tea will use agave and B vitamins to savagely murder your thirst and turn its insides into balloon animals to book gigs at children's birthday parties. It's amazing.
Oh, that's great.
What do you got? Cough syrup?
Elvis juice. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
This was actually brought to me by, I think, Joe and Adam, I think is who brought this to me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a grapefruit infused, just a regular, I'm trying to think. It says, there's no description. How cool. Columbus brewed, a driven by passion in the United States, are united by Brewdog. It's like all broken up. That's kind of weird. It doesn't really have like a little synopsis or a but it's pretty good. So it's called Elvis juice. For those that don't know me, I am a huge Elvis Presley fan. Don't make fun of me. I'm just weird. I know.
I'll have to make tickers for these.
Oh, you're doing our the tickers for our
the categories.
Kind of excited to talk a little bit about the PBA here in a little bit too, because I think it was a pretty good season for us to recap. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of surprises. Getting tapped. So, are you finishing that one up and going with a what beer are you going to go with?
I've actually got some whiskey.
Oh, okay.
So I'll bring that out.
He's overclassing.
As we move along. So, talk about in the bag. You said you were taking a couple weeks off. It's the end of the bowling season, and
I'm currently kind of just taking a couple weeks off, and as you know, we bowl so much around this area. Besides 2 nights a week, and you guys 3, right? No, you were 2 nights a week. 2 nights a week plus tournament Saturday, Sundays almost every week, and you get a little burnout sometimes. So take a little bit of me time and playing a little bit of golf. And I told myself this year I'm going to play more golf, and I've played quite a bit so far. So, and we've got a golf tournament coming up.
Yeah. Hopefully I can. The weather kind of snuck up on us, but we've had some stuff. You know, you get to the end of bowling season, and we got some. You know, we went to nationals early.
Yeah.
So that was about a month ago, and then leagues are ending. We had a garage sale this last weekend. We had some one of my cousin's daughters graduated, so we went to that yesterday. And so it's been a little busy, but hopefully it's, we're into summer proper now, and outside of going to Springfield, then there should be plenty of time to golf in the next few months. And it's really a shame because the weather on Saturday was perfect. It was nice. It was, can't ask for better garage sale weather, but if it's good garage sale weather, it's good golf weather. So
absolutely. And happy late Mother's Day to the moms out there. If there's any moms watching, I know it's a day after, but happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, in the bag for me, nothing's really changed. I'm pretty much a Defender, solid Defender hybrid, RSTX2. Trying to think what else on a regular basis. I've been carrying an Iron Forge around everywhere. That hasn't changed. The Zen's kind of made its way in and out of the bag a little bit. Obviously, I take spare. I'm trying to think of what else, just off the top of my head, that I take on a normal basis. It's been a couple weeks since I've looked at the bag, so I'm slacking on this category tonight. But go ahead, because if I'll think of it.
Oh yeah, I actually took a picture.
There's a couple balls I'd like to drill. I just need to get around to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm carrying around right now. The Duo will be coming out because it's just too strong. It's just the strength in addition to the amount of shape it's got on the back end it looks pretty good on our test pattern, but it's just too much for the house shot, and there's no reason to fight the strength if I don't have to. So I'm going to put probably I think the DNA will go in there. I've got the Night Roads on the short list. Promotion might go back in there. Ruby might get another shot. Reality Check, I think, really needs to go back in there. But those are the ones that I kind of take. I like how the Fate and the Revenant play off each other, and then the Zen U I like quite a bit. The Volt Pearl is it's basically it's a high road pearl that shapes like a high road, and so it's just a weaker option that's really nice for the left side of the lane to just keep the angles closed. I'm not sure how much longer this spare ball is going to hang out. I drilled the ice because the mix hooks a little too much. I can't ever trust it to either hook or not hook. The ice consistently doesn't hook. I just don't trust spare balls. It's just, they're weird. They back up, and I've always been used to the optics of throwing reactive that's a lot more stable, and the ice just, it hits the lane and almost looks like it backs up. It just messes with me, and I don't know. I need to spend the summer just chucking it hard or something like I used to do righty.
Left and right. Yeah.
And then that way I could actually carry 6 balls around instead of 5. So
just lift some weights. You'll be all right.
Yeah. No comment.
There you go. There you go. Good timing.
Yeah. And you put in the chat the Venom shot goes in and out. You do have one.
I have 2. I have a couple Venom shock drills.
Right.
A couple Jackal Ghosts. A couple Jackal Ghosts. If I could talk, I can't speak. Almost. I said.
Yeah.
I had spit in my mouth, and I was trying to say ghost, and it came out coast.
A
couple Jackal Coasts. But I shot my first 300 with the Revenant. Sweet. Or 800. I'm sorry, 800. Cool. But yeah, my bag kind of fluctuates a little bit. So anyway, what else we got?
All right, let's do let's move on to the Cool Wick stuff here real quick. You said you got a new jersey that you were wearing tonight to show off.
I do. It's the hexagon.
Oh, sweet.
And I added on the sleeve. Got our breakdown pair logo on the sleeve.
Yeah. Is that a design that's on the website, or did you have that made up? Or
no, it is a design on the website, actually.
Yeah, and that's one of the big things I like about Cool Wick. I remember when I was because Nick Brown was with I Am Bowling, whatever the crap, Logo Infusion. I just refuse to call them I Am Bowling because that's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. The logo's terrible, the marketing's terrible. I don't know who they put in charge of that, but it's awful. Logo Infusion was amazing as far as branding and the splash and whatever else, but Cool Wick's better across the board. And that's the thing is I would you know, I was trying to go that direction, and all the stock stuff on the website, the designs are just boring. It's like, that sucks, that sucks, that sucks, bland, 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 bland. Coolwick has tons of stuff, and I've only designed a couple jerseys myself because what's on the website already is so cool that I don't even need to waste the time.
You're not wrong.
And I'm rocking, of course, the
No
Anthony,
comment.
the Simo no comment hoodie. I got a hoodie and t-shirt, so yeet.
Anybody can get those. Anybody can get those no comments t-shirts and hoodie with Haas 10 Rosedall 10.
Yeah.
Say percent off that order.
Yep.
Yeah, baby. But yeah, Coolwick's definitely the best in the business in our opinion. We are a little biased, but you can't find something you're looking for with Coolwick. I don't know what you're looking for.
Yeah. Well, we have worn other stuff. You were Bolify.
Yep, I was with Bolify.
I've had some EFX stuff. I got a couple High Five jerseys, and I mean, yeah, Coolwick's kind of the perfect thing when you can, you know, they're the brand that signed us, but they're the brand that we want to be on with anyway. It's kind of like the Turbo thing. Like, I use Turbo stuff exclusively before I had anything to do with Turbo, and if I ever am not on staff with Turbo anymore, I'm still going to use the stuff. So it's just one of those happy things.
Rocking my orange honeycomb to league tonight. Sweet.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's
a couple segments in here I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I found a couple funny bowling videos. So the next whoops, wrong one.
I'm gonna tailor us into the next segment here.
Yeah, Market Zero. Market Zero! Just so I can say that again.
Yes. Love it.
Yeah, I found some and before, when we did this, the shorts on YouTube weren't so much of a thing, and so we kind of had to find bowling videos, and a lot of the times they're compilations that just last forever, and so I'd have to download the video and then what the crap ever else. And now that we have shorts, this is a whole lot more convenient. So I think it's more convenient.
I think so. I mean, just play a quick clip. It's all it is.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can actually download these. Oh, I don't have the frickin' downloader. This is unfortunate. See, I didn't really think about this in advance. I needed to download it. I think you should be able to description. Blah, 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 blah.
Who needs show prep?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I can share my screen.
Oh, even better.
Add source. Oh, share screen.
Yikes. The bowling ball split in half.
Yeah. This is great. It's even better. It's even better that the bowling ball split in half.
Oh, yeah. That's too funny. Can you make custom jerseys from scratch from Coolwick? Yes, you absolutely can.
Yeah.
What was that?
Was
that the dog?
Yeah, dog upstairs.
No, you're good. It sounded like the bowling ball going, breaking it in half again. Oh, yes.
This is hilarious because there's this zone right on the one board where the ball like hits it, burns up, and then just gives up and whatever else. And so, yeah, it's one of those super weird freak things where the ball loses energy, but it's still going straight and just picks the pin off.
Oh, the 7-pin shooter.
Super wild bowling things.
That's pretty cool, though.
And then one more for giggles.
Exactly. You don't need a spare ball to make the 7-pin, right?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
The worst bowling attempts.
Oh,
the ball landed on her head.
What kind of angle is this? Oh my!
Oh, no.
I go by young boy and I don't
Oh, no.
Yeah, almost won.
Get it off.
Yeah, he got
The
right up
worst
there.
bowling attempts.
What kind of angle is this?
Yeah, right.
Oh my!
Oh, my
I go
God.
by young boy and I don't
Oh my God.
Yeah, almost won.
The worst.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No horseplay, no horseplay.
Yeah.
Gosh,
It's great
I was
stuff.
so embarrassed if that happened. Oh, I know. I bowled with a guy one time when he threw one in the ditch. It wasn't on purpose. He was good. It was actually a good bowler. We were bowling youth travel league or something. Threw it really hard, and something. It was at Aaron's actually, and it was it hit the channel. And when it hit the channel, something was sticking up, and it shot it up straight in the air, and it went right through the masking unit.
That's great.
Soroka wasn't there at that time, right? I asked him if he would have made him pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a kid that I bowled with in youth leagues when I bowled for like the couple years when I was 11 or 12, and the kid just rocketed it straight down the middle, but there was one time it stuck on his thumb and it did go up and through one ceiling tile and come back down through another one.
Trent Bumgarner did that a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Except he was mad and was trying to just loft it down the lane.
Yeah.
It didn't get off his thumb and went through the ceiling at Westridge. 29 and 30.
Yeah.
I think it's 23. Yeah, something like that. I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Talk
Would
about
the Duo
loft.
be an upgrade from the UC2? Yes and no. It's very similar shape-wise. It's just stronger. And James and I were kind of talking that the Duo feels like a mild ASIM. Like if you told somebody it was a new Rubicon, we'd believe you. So yeah, the Duo would kind of be an upgrade. It depends on how you're talking about upgrade, not like better ball reaction, just same ball reaction, just more hook.
Yeah.
Yep. Kegel machine, 44 feet, 5-1, 2595 milliliters. What's your ball recommendation? This is one of the challenge patterns. I don't know what the name is off the top of my head, but yeah, for something like that, that's a decent amount of volume and length and whatever else. You're probably going to be looking at stronger stuff to start off with. So probably the biggest stuff that you got. I don't think you need a lot of surface on 26 mils because especially with it being 44 feet, the oil's spread out more. So it's going to fake being heavier just because of the length, but that's not enough volume to go like 500,000 grit. You're going to want stronger stuff, but you're going to want to stay like 2,000 grit. It is aggressive as you want to make it. So rocking my orange honeycomb to league tonight. Yep, I got a fire honeycomb like that.
Same
one.
here.
I haven't worn it in a while, but
I mean, either, right? Just haven't because mine still has motive plastered all over the front of it. But I mean, I still wear some of my motive stuff. It doesn't matter.
yeah. Woot woot. Shot my first 800 with the Revenant. I almost shot my first 800 with the Revenant when we got back from Nationals. I had 560 going in and just couldn't put
First one left, right? To clarify.
I've had 3 or 4 790s and a couple 770s, and I've been there really close. I only have righty. I have a 799.
I'd be mad.
And a 791 or something. Like I've got more 790s in the last 3 years as a lefty than I did in almost 20 years as a righty. I'd either shoot 770 or 800. So
Racking it up, might as well.
yeah. Going to Reno next week. I sold my TNT. Should I replace it with the Duo or the DNA? That's unfortunate because the TNT is like a god ball in Reno. Waz shot 715 in team with his TNT, and it was amazing to watch. The DNA, however, is also a Reno ball. So if you're not looking to get a new TNT, and if it didn't work for you, I mean, it would have been probably a good option if I'd have had it still, but it didn't really fit for me. So even if it is a good option, it didn't fit for you, then yeah, I might go DNA. The Duo, I think there has been some people throwing it out there, and especially on the right side, it's going to be a whole lot more in play than the left side. But I think the DNA is probably the better choice. So, you make custom jerseys from scratch from Coolwick, absolutely. I had my pirate jersey I've worn, my patch pirate jersey I've worn a couple times, and their designers are awesome because I've also got these other brands, Hit'em, that HITM, History in the Making, whatever. They've got the hype that Charles Hutcherson does, and then they've got 12 bagger. They've got several different brands to pick from too, so you don't. And they actually have some new Pokemon ones. I've got to get Angel one of the Pikachu, the 12 bagger Pikachu ones. And Diana Zavjalova was wearing a Baby Yoda jersey in an Instagram
cool.
post the other day. If you've seen that,
I did. I actually really want the 12 baggers. Got the retro video games. It's got Duck Hunt.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
I know. I really want the Donkey Kong one.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up Diana's.
Or Baby Yoda.
Yep. Save image.
I want to do a jersey with Chef from South Park. That would be cool.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I would like that.
Hello there, children.
If you do, you have to share it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great.
All right. Graphics. Upload. Nope. Don't want to upload that one. Nope. Don't want to upload that one. There we go. Both of them.
Technology kicking your butt.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
that was cool. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, Baby Yoda with the frog in his mouth.
Oh, I didn't even realize it had a frog in the mouth.
Yeah.
I didn't even pay attention to it.
Yeah, that's great.
That's fantastic.
And that color's really nice too. That green in the background.
Yeah, I like that green.
It's not like a puke green or a whatever. So yeah, that's freaking sweet.
It is cool. I did not realize it had a frog in its mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty sweet. Jerseys have come a long ways, man.
Yeah, yeah. And it's cool because they're more accepted now. Like if you wore a jersey 10 years ago, like you were a douchebag or you were a prick or a something.
Now everybody's got one, at least one, pretty much.
All right, we don't have anything for the breakdown. That's if you want to send some videos in to have us check them out. We might even, because we've got coaching stuff in the Discord. Or if you're interested in joining the Discord, you can get into one of the channel. We have a coaching channel, and then you can create your own coaching thread. And we usually have like 15 or 20 of those active at all times. So if you want to get some personalized coaching for a few bucks a month, or you can, if you want to be featured on the show, then you can send an email to wrong one, breakdownpair@gmail.com. And you can send us, if you have longer format questions or stuff that you want to ask us that you don't want to be on the show, then that's fine. If you want to write something longer than, because sometimes you can't, trying to put a comment on YouTube and getting stuff answered and just, hoping that we see it in the first place and aren't already talking about something else. So if you have any questions or comments, whatever, that's fine. We don't want your concerns because we are awesome. We don't want to hear that, and we're not trying to invite that kind of negativity. I kid.
Don't come in here with that smoke.
Yeah.
Get up out of here.
Yep. And of course, since I already popped it up, we do have our Facebook group, the Breakdown Pair, and then we don't really do a whole lot on Instagram, but we'll have to get that going. Maybe we'll end up on the same scratch league team this year or something. And
yeah, you never know.
We never saw each other on Thursdays. It seemed like the times that we were only next to each other a handful of times out of the week or out of the year. And most of the time it's like you're on 3 and 4 and I'm on 15 and 16 or something.
Yeah.
And
it was like that all year long.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard to get any content when we're not anywhere near each other.
Yeah.
But we have spring coming up, so we can do that.
Yeah, and I'll have to remember because we're spending some days in Branson too, and we got to so hopefully I can get some pictures, and I haven't even put much on my own Instagram lately, so just need to
I'm bad about it. I need to get on mine more.
Get back into it.
People steal my pictures if I post up on social media.
Yeah, we want the smoke. We want to talk about the smoke.
We want the smoke.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a Towley jersey would be hilarious. with the red eyes and the
Yeah. That would be pretty good.
yeah.
Did we,
All right.
did we have other segments or did we get them all?
Yeah, we got over the line for
Yeah.
controversial topics. And then we've got spare time, which is just kind of the chat questions or whatever else towards the end of the video. So I think we can leave those towards the end of the video. We can talk PBA stuff. PBA, do the show recaps, the year recap. Then we had a couple PWBA tournaments too. So, yeah, we'll leave the controversial stuff. I do have some controversial comments about some things, like we always do.
Okay, Big Mike.
Yeah, we won't leave you guys hanging.
Nope, we won't. So we're going to jump into the PBA here a little bit?
Yeah, we'll jump into the last couple tournaments. The Players' Championship, they tried to stretch that out way too long. I like the format. Instead of, because you bowl, you bowl a lot. You bowl a lot of games, and then instead of just a one and done in the bracket or a step ladder or whatever, they had the 2 games, and then if you tie the games, you have a 9th and 10th frame roll off. I think that's a little bit more fair, and I think you saw it actually, have some consequences for some people, because there were some that got off to slow starts in the first game and then ended up putting a big game that then got comfortable or whatever, won the second game, and then won the roll off. So it did change the outcome somewhat, I think.
I do wish they would actually do that format on the tour, on TV shows all the time.
Yeah.
I just feel like if you have one bad game and you just have nothing on the pair, it at least gives you a chance to find something to still keep yourself alive, essentially. So, I don't know. I know it makes the TV shows stretch out longer, but I think it's good for the sport.
Yeah, I think it is too, because then you have continuing storylines that you can follow kind of from week to week but at the same time, it is nice being able to see different people from week to week too, because they've tried all kinds of things, and we have to give credit to them, because some stuff hasn't worked, but some stuff has worked, and bowlers are so quick to complain about stuff. It's like, oh, this is a stupid idea. And it's like, well, at least they tried something different.
Yes.
I mean, all those kind of one-offs with they kept inviting the same 8 people to do those made-for-TV special nonsense things. The first couple were fun if they wouldn't have kept doing the same damn thing all the time.
I got over and quit watching them.
Yeah, I did too, because after you've seen the same 8 people over and over again doing the elimination challenges or the this and that and the whatever, but at least they're trying different stuff.
Yeah, I get it. They want to put bowling on TV. I can understand that, but it's when it comes down to the same people over and over and over again doing the same thing, same format. It's like, okay. I don't understand though why they didn't spread the love out a little more. I get like Belmo was stuck in Australia. He couldn't come home or come back home. Couldn't leave home. Like Martin Larson, throwing those guys' names out there that are overseas. Yeah, yes, obviously they're not going to make it here for that kind of crap during COVID.
Yeah, and they needed something to work with, but they had a bigger player pool. I understand too that they're back kind of in like the exempt tour type of deal without necessarily saying it's the exempt tour anymore, because they have the limited field sizes, and then you have the the PTQs, which for however many people to make it into the main field, but it's just still the smaller fields aside from the majors.
Yeah, I agree. It is. You're not wrong. It is an exempt field. It really is. The only thing that's different, I think, is if you're a previous title holder and you didn't bowl the previous seasons, you're automatically in the tournaments. Am I wrong?
What's that?
I believe if you're good. If you're a PBA national title holder and you didn't qualify in points the year before, I believe you still get a spot in the tournament. I think. Yeah,
I think so. But yeah, they are kind of going off points from the previous years, and if you're not in the top, 50-ish of points or whatever, then you have to bowl. You have to go through the PTQs.
And they're paying guys PTQs.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. They should have been doing that all along.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my 2 cents on that. But yeah, as for the players overall, your thoughts on the show?
Yeah, just one more point about the PTQs is most of the time, you pay to get into the PTQ, and then your reward for advancing was to pay more to get into the main tournament.
Yep.
That didn't make a whole lot of sense. So.
Nope.
Yeah. So for the players, it was very interesting. Obviously, spoiler alert. I'll give you a few seconds to mute, go away if you don't want to hear, but you had to have heard by now. Kevin McCune won, Eugene's kid. And like somebody said in here, Mike said nobody bowled well against McCune, but it's interesting because whether they were lefties or righties, he bowled EJ, he beat EJ, he beat Simon, he beat Zach Tackett, and then he beat Butters in the finals, and all the rest of his competitors were right-handed, and so. I would just think that, and especially watching a lot of them, I think Bill O'Neill was the only one that was just like shooting, firing daggers the entire time, and Butters got ridiculously lucky against him.
Yeah, he got the shaft.
Yeah, Billy should have been in that finals, and with the way he was bowling, he might have even beat Kevin, or at least he wasn't going to get 3-0'd. But the thing that can be, and Randy kept saying, it's like, oh yeah, McCune never got tested, and nobody shot anything against him, and he just kind of had a cakewalk. And it's like, well, but they were all right-handed with the exception of Butters. And if you have Zach and then EJ and then Simo not bowl well against you, that would tell me that the lanes were kind of tricky. If those guys are sucking, if Simo couldn't find something, if EJ couldn't find something, that just kind of tells me that, okay, maybe you got to give him a little bit more credit for keeping himself out of trouble. He didn't bowl, he didn't score crazy well, but he didn't have the problems that everybody else had. And so that to me is, I don't really care what the scoring pace is. And you can say, oh, he wasn't tested and whatever else, but at the same time, he beat who was put in front of him.
Yep.
And I don't care what the scores are. If you're beating EJ, Simo, and Butters, aren't we nitpicking a little at some certain point here?
You got to, once again, also hats off to Kevin McCune. Congratulations, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Second point is the dude made shots. He really did.
Mm-hmm.
He made shots and kept himself out of trouble. Yeah, he whiffed 1 10-pin, maybe 2, over the course of the tournament or the TV finals. But I thought the guy made shots. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, his saving grace was staying out of trouble. And we often talk about the power game in bowling. The guy was throwing at 22 miles an hour regularly at 500 rev rate. But like Tommy Jones, his angles were closed. He didn't play this big sweeping hook. He kept his angles closed. He stayed out of trouble, kept it in front of him. So, yeah,
he didn't miss very much at all. I will say that. That kind of power is impressive, though.
Mm-hmm. Especially with his ability to control it.
Yeah.
He was rolling the ball at 22. Like some of them, you see like a Ryan Simonelli or something. He's throwing it hard, but he's chucking it. He's launching it, firing it, whatever else. Kevin's rolling the ball at 22 miles an hour. So
my favorite is when he went to go throw it a spare and he looked over at his ball reps and goes 3-0. I said, I'm going to hit 30 right here.
Yeah.
Savage.
Yeah.
All in all, though, I thought it was great. Great format. Like you said, excuse me, wrong hole there, drinking a beer.
Yeah.
It went down the path of too long of a format when it got to the TV stuff. Just get it done.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it. They had to have the Roth Holman doubles and everything in there too. So
yeah, and that did kind of work out instead of just having players.
Yeah,
it did. They stretched it out. They didn't stretch it near as far out as the PBA Tour finals that they had a couple years ago that lasted longer than March Madness. And it's not, with the basketball tournament, you've got several games to watch instead of, hey, we're going to have this guy against this guy, and then we're going to have another match, and then, we're just going to make it next week, and we'll see 4 more people bowl again, and then the next weekend, the same crap, and the next weekend, it's just, dear God.
Yeah, it drags out. I honestly didn't even realize it was going to be live Saturday, Sunday. To be honest with you.
Yeah, and see, that's what I was wondering. Is it's like, why are they going to make these guys wait for a week and just hang? What are they going to do? Are they going to go home and then come back or whatever? But I forgot about the doubles tournament.
Yep. Yeah, the Roth Holman doubles. I'm getting another beer here.
Yeah, we were wondering about this. Randy said this first ball of his last 10th frame was 29.2 miles an hour. Oh, sweet, the twist cap.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh, and it's got enough. It's wet enough. I can't get it.
I actually run up and I've got one from back east. I might have a Yingling with you.
Ooh, okay.
So
Yeah, it was too long.
yeah,
It was.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up and grab one. Since you're having one, I'll have one too.
You're good. This twist off doesn't want to go. It's kicking my butt. There we go. Don't judge me on stream here, because promise it really wasn't that hard. Anyways, yeah, I thought it was a pretty good show. Like we said, it drug out a little bit. The Roth Holman doubles was also another good one. I really wish that one would have been on TV. It's kind of unfortunate it wasn't. Shout out also. I'll wait till Luke gets back, but skill issue, John. There you go. Pretty awesome that our buddy Packy got another win. It's hard to believe that he got 2 this year. He got his first one out of the way and got a second one. That's pretty dang impressive and shows just how good that kid really is. It's neat to see. Also, the cool part of seeing Hupe get a title too. Seeing Hupe get a title was pretty neat. It's been a cool year, I thought. I'm excited to sit down with Luke and we can talk about our surprises and everything for this. I was just talking about while you were gone and how cool of a season it was to not only see the I wish that the Roth Holman doubles would have been on actual TV and not Bull TV. And how awesome it is to see our buddy Packy get number 2 this year. So not only get his first one and his second one in his first year, it's pretty impressive. So
yeah,
just shows you how dang good that kid is.
Yeah, and it's they were talking about it on the show too. Is that Packy just won his first tournament a couple months ago. Mitch hasn't won one yet, and they said it was interesting going from Packy just figured out how to win, and then now he's helping Mitch, figure out how to win. And you just think, okay, well, you just show up and bowl good, and it's like, well, yes, that. I mean, that's definitely important, but there's a whole lot more to it than that.
I believe he was 1 pin off the scoring record in qualifying.
He was. I mean, he owned qualifying, and then truth be told, it was Rash and Ogle's tournament to lose in that final game because Packy and Mitch didn't really put a whole lot together. They clutched up when they needed it, and they got given an opening. But realistically speaking, if after the front 5, if Ogle and Rash just stay clean, then they're on their way to. I mean, that'd be 2 doubles titles for them. They're on their way to making their own little legacy. But
I love the doubles tournaments. I have always loved the doubles tournaments. I like team bowling. There's a Norseman Brewing logo too.
Yeah. I was gonna say this is a mug type of beer. So,
oh yeah, it's good stuff. I just don't have a mug. I didn't bring one with me. But yeah, team bowling to me is always fun. I always enjoy team bowling. There's nothing like winning with another person than it is as individual stuff is cool. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Take you and I, for example. Say we do something good. It makes me feel a lot better knowing that I was able to pick up my partner and we were able to do something cool together.
Yeah.
So,
like you carrying us to caching in in Wichita, in the Southwest.
Well. I finally figured out how to strike.
Yeah, I at least stayed out of trouble. But yeah, the double stuff is a whole lot more fun. Doubles, team, whatever else. The single stuff is cool, but there's just a whole different element.
Being able to bounce your ideas off your partner, like say you and I talking, hey man, what are you seeing down lane from this? Suggestions you see, I see this from you. Do you think maybe I can shove it in there a little more too? Stuff like that. It's team bowling is so much fun. Being able to brainstorm is my favorite part of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the Roth Holman doubles is always one of my favorites. Ooh, my man.
Yep, this is one of the ones that my stepson brought me from. He brought me a 6-pack, and so I've got 2 left now. I've been savoring them. Now we have Yingling here now, and It really, I mean, it tastes the same as this authentic one from back east, but
still tastes wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. So to stay on topic too, we were This year's tour season was pretty wild. I really think it was. Uh-oh. You got to look like
Yeah.
yo, normally bowling league at Westridge Monday night, so this is my first time tuning in live. Well, welcome to the Breakdown Pair.
Yep.
So it was a pretty unique season. There was a lot of surprises. We saw some domination. I mean, what EJ Tackett did this year is just absolutely disgusting. And you're in trouble. Son-in-law, not stepson.
Huh?
Son-in-law, not stepson.
I thought I said son-in-law. No, did I say stepson again?
Cutting some corn.
Oh, yeah, son-in-law.
We saw once again, we saw some dominance. We saw some first-timers. We saw a first-timer get a second. We saw Ogle get his first singles title, which he's one of the good guys. He really is. Ogle's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
If your picks this year, what's a surprise for you this year?
Probably the biggest surprise for me was EJ clutching up against Belmo.
Yes.
When he needed to get up there and double to win.
Yes.
Getting it done, because that's been EJ's kind of thing. Winning a tournament is not surprising. However, winning 5 tournaments in a year, I mean, there were guys that didn't win 5 tournaments in years where they had 30 tournaments for the year. 30, 35. I mean, PBA used to be a 35 tournament season.
I miss those days.
And nobody won 5 tournaments in a year back then. And now only having, 15 that they had? And he won 15, 20, and he won 5 of them? Like, that's just ridiculous.
Is the fact that he went win last place. It's just not really. Well, he got last place almost or whatever on that one. But
that was funny. Yeah, the first 5 tournaments, one next to last, almost last, whatever else. He was in the last 5, and then he won, and then bottom 5, and then he won.
There's a good one. Simon not finishing below 10th in any event was most impressive to me with EJ a close second. That's pretty damn impressive too.
That's good point.
What that's touche. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
There's some crazy stats this year. I mean, I don't really have a specific one. Just how crazy it was this year in general with all the firsts that we got.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to agree with you and say that it's going to be the EJ finally knocking off the horse there and getting Belmo when he needed to.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was bowling in St. Joe at that day, and I think literally nothing against Belmo, but I think literally the entire building clapped over that. So
yeah,
it was cool. It was pretty neat. What is the thing that surprised you the most? It could be just a player in general.
There were some people that we didn't see. Andrew Anderson at any point. Nope. I guess Darren Tang's got some rough. He had a bad year. Brad had a bad year. Brad
Very bad.
Didn't cash until the doubles tournament.
And he bowled really amazing, like day 2 of the doubles tournament.
Yeah, but Brad didn't cash all year until that tournament, apparently.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Let me see. There was another. James sent me the list of thanks to my secretary, James, who sent me the list of all the winners this year. I don't see any real surprises between the companies. It was fairly, kind of. Motive Staffers won 5 tournaments this year.
Hey,
5 to EJ. Storm won 4. Cooley won in Wichita. I was really hoping that Kevin Williams was going to win. Or no.
Cooley won in Springfield.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because Simon won in Wichita. But yeah, I was really rooting for Kevin Williams to win in Springfield. That would have been way too perfect. But Kevin's one of those guys that, I mean, he made the show for the players, and he just didn't have a good look and whatever else. But he was still smiling and happy the whole time, and it was all good. And I mean, some of the best sportsmanship you've ever seen. Cooley got 1, Belmo got 1, Simo got 2, and then B7 had 6 with Packy on top with 2. Butters got 1, Ogle got 1. Nice to see Ogle again get his first singles title. Yep. And then watching Kevin McCune kind of put on on his own little mini clinic of staying out of trouble. And this is the thing, is that that's how you win. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get the unfortunate breaks, like what happened to Bill O'Neill.
Yep.
I mean, Butters had 0 look the first game, and then Billy shot 300 the second game, but he scored 250 because he wrap 10, strike, wrap 10, sheet or whatever. And Butters got some luck, and then he couldn't hit. I mean, it was like he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn in the roll off, but he ended up lucking his way through that too. So,
but once again, that's what we call bowling, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It was frustrating for Billy, and it's kind of frustrating watching. But at the same time, you got to take those, because there's other times that Butters has been screwed out of wins.
Oh yeah.
You know, it always goes back and forth, and the guys that kind of realize that those are the breaks, it doesn't make it feel any better in the moment, because nobody wants to win like that, nobody wants to lose like that. But it happens, and this is one of the things I was talking about with some of the people. We did some live chat in Discord when the stuff goes on, and that's what we were talking about, was that all these kids now that have all the Storm Youth Championships and Junior Gold and all the youth tournaments and whatever, they come out, and then college, they come out so seasoned that when they get to the tour, nothing really rattles them. You're going to have, I mean, in the next couple of years, you're going to see kids get out of college like Ryan Barnes and TJ Rock and Spencer Robarge and these guys that are just, and the women's side too, Jillian Martin has already won, and she's at Nebraska, and there's a bunch more that are. Hope Gramley has gotten out there. You've seen Brianna Clemmer has hopped onto the scene pretty quickly, and so you're just seeing them come out fearless. But they're fearless because they've had so much experience. They realize that you can't live and die on every shot, every game, every tournament, whatever else. You go out there and play the game, and that's another one of that's just. Bowling is a career in bowling is just a collection of individual days. Yep. It's not really like football. You have the entire season. You could say it's a collection of individual games, but it takes an entire season to win a championship. In bowling, it's, you have several tournaments, and you just have to. A career is made out of a collection of individual wins. So.
Yep. I mean, a lot of these kids, too, come out not only to mention their season, but a lot of them have already bowled on TV just through college and stuff like that. It's crazy that the way the college bowling has really taught these kids how to come out and play. Yeah.
Yeah, and stuff like the Teen Masters, Junior Gold, the PBA Junior stuff. I think that they have live streamed some of the Storm Youth Championships, too.
Yeah. I think they do that on Storm's website, or Facebook, maybe.
They might. Yeah, they have. They've done it on Facebook.
I know I've seen it on there before. I just didn't. I thought it was the Facebook, but there it is.
Yeah. So that's another interesting thing, is that the O'Keefes are leaving McKendree for Jacksonville State, and there's several things that went into that. Apparently, they didn't really like the athletic director at McKendree. Don't quote me on that. That's more hearsay, I think, than anything, or kind of rumor. Nothing really official. However, Jacksonville State is a D1 school, so they can actually pay the kids. The new athletic director, I guess, they're getting a practice facility. They're getting all kinds of stuff, where before. Brian and Shannon had to do everything at McKendree. They had to do fundraising. They had to do this. They had to do that, whatever else. As D2 school, so they couldn't pay the kids or whatever, or the kids could not be paid. And so I guess most of them are following Shannon following them to Jacksonville State.
That's kind of harsh.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks for McKendree's program, because they had a great program. I'm just not sure that they're one of those schools that really care if they lose the bowling program.
She's going to be like, I'm going to call her Coach Prime.
Yeah. Well, somebody said that on Facebook the other day. It said Shannon's like the Deion Sanders of the collegiate bowling world.
You can hop in the transfer portal if you want. I'm coming, and I'm bringing baggage with me. That's what she's going to come up saying. I'm coming.
Yep.
As soon as I saw that she was bouncing, and once I heard that a lot of the kids were following her over there, it's the first thing I thought of. Was like, damn. I see. All right. I see you.
Yep.
That's great. Sorry. Gucci. I'd have to say, though, like my biggest shock this year, it's going to sound weird, but it's not really weird. I don't know. It's my biggest shock is Frankie.
Yeah, we didn't see Frankie at all this year.
No. I mean, didn't he make the show in Springfield?
I think he made one show, one telecast or something. Didn't look particularly good doing it. And yeah, you just didn't see him on anything. Normally he's good to make a couple major shows because that's the stuff that's his wheelhouse. But I don't know what kind of a season he actually did have. I just know, and it's funny because if you don't see him on TV, it's just like, oh yeah, this guy had a terrible year, and they could have had a really good year, and just not made a show or not made very many shows.
I'm looking it up to see what his numbers were. They should be on there by now. PBA Tour bowlers.
Dang. Huh. I made Q Tour Player of the Year here in Australia with a result not below 4th for the whole year, but without a win. That's wild.
Sorry, I'm listening. I'm trying to find that here. Chris Vi is another one that surprised me this year. As in, not good.
Yeah, after his breakout year last year, the last couple of years, we thought he was coming for everybody, and then it just didn't work. And yeah, we didn't see Prather. It was a really short year, though, too. That's the other thing. Is it just nothing? Everything. It was a couple months, and a lot of it was on Bowl TV, and so it's just. I mean, it's not going anywhere. We didn't really see much. I mean, the PBA season is at this point not that much bigger than the PWBA season.
Nope. The only thing that sets them apart is they have the Fox TV deal, and their majors are more of a big deal in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Prather was dealing with some wrist problems. He was, but the show that he did make, he was actually throwing it so much better. Or whenever we saw him, he was like, yeah, I've had some wrist problems, so I've had to back off a little bit. And I'm like, dude, you're throwing it better with wrist problems than you did before. It turns out bowling successfully every year is really tough. Yeah. Kyle Troop not winning a title was surprising.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I agree with the too many events were on Bowl TV. I did like what Bowl TV did, though, this year, and they covered a lot. I mean, besides the Bowl TV exclusive events, like they were even covering practice sessions.
Yeah.
That's playing again, and those guys, hats off to them. They did an amazing job. So I thought something cool they did was where they went to that old center and they did the USA versus the world thing and the Tommy versus Belmo qualifying. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I did like that a lot, but it was a weird year, man. I mean, like we said, we got a lot of firsts, but you got a lot of guys that you just always see them there, and they just weren't there.
Yeah.
I mean, Holler House, thank you. And we know it. We know how hard this game is, right?
Oh, yeah.
We don't have to know what it's like on the physical tour itself to know how hard it is to win out there.
Well, we're fortunate enough, too, that we get to bowl against a lot of PBA caliber bowlers. I mean, again, we'll have regular sweepers, and we'll walk in, and Packy's there, and Spencer Robarge is there, and Zach Wilkins is there, and TJ Rock is there, Ryan Barnes is there, Justin Bone has been to a couple of them.
Kevin Williams.
Yeah, Kevin Williams makes them. And then a bunch of regional players around here. We see, Ryan Burks and Austin Bolds and Casey Murphy. And, I mean, so you're 20 players deep a lot of the time before you get down to people that haven't won Eagles at Nationals, a national title, or a regional title, or, I mean.
Well, then you got guys like Dylan Burns, who quietly has 3 PBA regional titles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know that? I mean, you probably did, but.
Yeah, I remember him winning the RPI a couple years ago.
That's sick.
It wasn't. I don't think it was the RPI. It was the Southwest Region Invitational.
Yeah. It's so cool though, just to know you got guys like that were bowling around all the time. That, Zach Rhodes, he's an Eagle winner.
Mm-hmm.
You got every weekend we bowl these tournaments. and it might as well be a PBA regional.
Yeah. Yeah. Zach Rhodes won his title with Chris Prather on the team. And yeah, he shot 300 at nationals last year. So he's got an eagle and has shot 300.
It's just talent after talent after talent. Every week we bowl these things. And if you want to win one of these things, you got to strike a lot. So,
yeah. And so that all that to say that we kind of have a little bit of insight to how tough it is. I mean, it's virtually impossible to win our local sweepers, let alone anything else where the entire field is nasty.
Bug Kroll's another one that's with us all the time.
Yeah.
And shout out to him. He just got regional title number 2 this weekend in Wichita.
Yep.
He just needs us to say his name every time we do one of these shows because I gave him props last time. Then 2 weeks later, we do a show and he wins again.
Yeah. And Packy looks like he leveled up. He has a chance to be elite for that. And we've seen Packy, and we've expected this for a while now. He's just, something has clicked for him. He practices all the time. I mean, he spends literally, 12 hours a day practicing and making videos. Like it's just sun up, sundown, like 7 days a week. That's just what he does. 24/7. So yeah, he's definitely put the work in. And yeah, I think now that he gets it, and especially just just absolutely demolishing the field at the Roth Holman doubles.
Yes.
Oh, no, he did better than that. He shot 1189 for 4 games.
Never heard of her. That was at Rollcrest, right?
Yeah. No, it was the one of the Southwest sweepers on Friday night.
Oh yeah.
And then that's why you can only bowl it once now, because Packy would show up and clean everybody out, and then he went 289, 300, 300, 300. And then all of a sudden, oh yeah, you can only bowl once, because all the Wichita State kids would go there every week and clean up.
Oh yeah, they do. I mean, I don't blame them. Nothing else to do on a Friday night. Make some money. Why not?
So yeah, we've expected Packy to break out for a while. This was no surprise.
Yeah, not around here.
And just good to see him get it done, and that's really cool, having both the singles title and the doubles title in the same year.
And from what I understand, he's sticking around too. He's not going back. He's staying around here.
Yeah.
So. And
seeing Mitch, that was the other one, is seeing Mitch get his first title too. We see him. He moved back to Connecticut, I think, but he was in town here for several years, and him and Packy would bowl doubles together all the time. Always used to joke that every time he'd win, he could afford a haircut now, but
because he was living in Wichita, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody that bowls lives in Wichita. I think TJ Rock graduated finally.
Yeah, TJ. I did see him graduate the other day.
But I'm curious to see if he's going to stick around or if he's going to go.
Oh, probably. I think he's going to stick around
because he's from Texas, something like that, right?
Yeah. Well, and even if he moves back to Texas, I mean, this whole from Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, anywhere you live there, there's bowling all over the place.
It's like a honey hole.
So, yeah.
Tons of action around here. I mean, we're missing. To go to weddings this weekend, we're missing 2 tournaments this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we'll have we'll have the Memorial Day tournament.
Yeah.
If we want to go to that, and then we're in Springfield for Ozarks the week after that. And then the weekend after that, we have the golf tournament, and could be back down in Wichita for a double sweeper. So yeah, it just doesn't stop.
Mitch Hupe is from Canada, yes.
Yeah, Mitch is from Canada, but he went to Wichita State. But I think somebody was saying he's in Connecticut now.
I thought I heard that too. I didn't think he went all the way back to Canada.
No, I don't think he wants to be back in Canada. But I think Connecticut is close enough to where he can get back and forth. But I think that's where he's at now, is in Connecticut.
Which is where I think Packy's originally from too.
Yeah, but Mitch did live in Wichita for a few years. So,
have y'all won any tournaments this year? Smash that like. I got second.
Almost.
Second.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, what'd you get second in?
Tour KC doubles in St. Joe with Brent Coleman. Struck a lot. Got second in that. So one of those, we were actually bowling with, we were crossing with Trevor and Dylan, but to our right, we had Morgan Moore, Dallas Leong, and Melissa. Why can't I think of his dang name now? He lost his wife. Melissa was his wife. I can't
Jake
think.
Peters.
Peters, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
The one that recently lost his wife here a couple years ago, Jake Peters, who's a great dude, by the way. There's a lot of good players down there that weekend. We just struck a lot. So
Yeah.
I thought we were finally going to get that W, and somebody with 525 pins of handicap had a big one on us last game. And we even shot we were 65 over the last game, and they still passed us. And they were in sixth, went from sixth to first.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I was hot.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get that dub.
Yeah, I guess we ended up in second for state team. So,
Sweet.
which is fine.
That's still pretty cool.
Yeah, that's that's a whole lot better than not second. So,
yeah. I want to win state one year. It'd be really cool to be able to win and get honored on your squad, to get a plaque and all that. That'd be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think, anyways. Did you see that Kansas State USBC announced that they're going to host a Masters tournament?
Oh, yeah?
They are. They're hosting a Kansas Masters.
Sweet.
So that will be in September. September 30th, to be exact. The weekend after Swiss Trios.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're still in the top 100 at nationals. They were doing some stuff or some numbers, and figure we'll probably end up at about 120th. But I mean, and I shot 650 in singles, and the scores are getting bigger now, but that's still going to be top few hundred. As odd as that sounds,
still pretty damn good though.
Yeah, I'll take it. I think the year that I shot 720 was easier. So I think I finished in 150. It's either 150th or 250th. They're a whole lot tougher this year. They were kind of. It was in Reno, it was 2011, and they were fairly soft. I was almost had 30. I was 29 clean.
That's pretty damn good too.
Yeah, I had a big 4 in the 7th frame of the second game, or the third game.
Yikes.
I got tapped. I had 5 10 pins in the first game and shot 2-0, and then I had the front 9 the second game, and 4 pin spare strike, and then I had the front 6 the third game, and then big 4, and then strike, spare, strike, whatever for 240 something. So
still pretty dang good.
Any updates on the patterns at nationals going early July? And like you, I play from the left side. You can throw whatever you want to throw in team, really from wherever you want to throw it from. I wouldn't get too deep too quick, because I think that they are using ice as the conditioner, and that carries down quite. It held up very well, but the back ends get super tight, super wet quick. And then we played 15 to 10 in practice with urethane, built ourselves a little hold, and then just kind of stayed around 12 at the arrows, 5 at the break point. We had it's the shorter pattern. The doubles and singles is the shorter pattern. So there was an abundance of friction. And so we just kind of played a little swing and just kind of gradually crept in. I threw the Zen U the whole time, and Chaz threw a purple hammer, and we whacked them pretty good in doubles and singles. So,
hey, there's a $4.99 super chat.
You eat. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll drink to
Looking
that.
out, Michael. Yeah, absolutely. Cheers, Michael. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You the man.
Any questions you want to pop in there?
What's that? Oh yeah, you always. That's the first thing. You send money.
You send money. You got the floor.
Yep. Fire away.
Scores are low this year. You think the last couple months the averages will go up a little bit? Yeah, I think the scores have gone up because we've seen some honor scores here the last couple of weeks. I think with the temperatures raising out there, I think that gives more credence to, because fire is drier, but it's also easier. It's higher scoring. So that's why I think that they're using ice, and ice is thicker. It holds up better. But with warmer temperatures would make ice play a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So Jess, we're going to see Jess here in a couple weeks. He's actually passing through Topeka on the Sunday that we're going to be in Brandon. We're going to be bowling Springfield.
Oh.
And so yeah, he's driving through Branson on Monday, and so he's going to stop and hang out with us for a little bit. We're going to go hit the landing and do the aquarium and whatever else with him and his family. So that'll be
sweet. I'll just miss you, buddy. I'll miss you because I'll be there Sunday when I'm heading out.
Mm-hmm.
So, he got his question here. It looks like better get that one up there.
Going to nationals for the first time this year. Current arsenal is Halo, Fate, UC2. Thinking of adding an exotic P2, maybe urethane, purple hammer, low, medium, rev, righty. Any thoughts? The Halo, the Fate, and the UC2 are definitely good ones to take. And I think since you have a Halo, you wouldn't need something like a DNA. Adding an exotic P2, maybe a urethane, purple hammer. I didn't really see anything. I didn't see urethane for the righties really on. Well, I think that the purple hammer on doubles and singles would be a very good choice. And just stay as straight as possible. I think you definitely need a purple hammer. And as well, low, medium, rev, righty. You might be able to get away just doubles and singles. And if you're low, medium, rev, you're probably used to playing the lane straighter anyway. It's just straighter is greater on both patterns. It's just a whole lot more important on the doubles and singles pattern, so that you don't blow your back ends out, because the back ends are going to slow down.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't want to be inside pushing all that oil out there and clipping them even worse. So,
purple hammer still wouldn't be a bad option, I don't think.
Yeah, I think something just to even something to start with, just to settle the back ends down.
Yep.
And then hop into something reactive from there. But I think the purple hammer does have a place.
Agreed.
Hot take, I think Vegas is getting easier, not like super easy, but it seems like everyone's scoring higher in Vegas. Like the women's national record was broken last week and almost broken again. Yeah, the women, and they have easier conditions at the women's tournament anyway, but not like super huge, crazy score. Not like scores that they're posting easy.
Yeah.
I think they're probably bowling on a challenge pattern, and you're just not going to see people shooting even at regular nationals. You're not going to see people shooting 800s and 750s and whatever on challenge patterns. So
still impressive.
Yep. Who's your favorite bowler currently and why?
I don't really have one, to be honest.
Kevin McKeon.
You like Kevin McKeon, really?
On the bandwagon. Yeah.
I actually do enjoy watching him throw it. I mean, dude, the fact that he's even entertaining throwing it with two hands cracks me up, because I bet you he would lose rev rate.
Yeah, he definitely lose speed too. Yeah.
Yeah, he looked like he lost rev rate when he was doing it. That's just my opinion. It looked like from the naked eye that it looked like his rev rate was down, but he was still throwing it 900 miles an hour.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Packy though. I think that it's nice to see Packy get some stuff done.
I love me some Packy.
So
that's for sure.
And he's a good dude. So
I mean, I got people I enjoy watching, like I said, but favorite bowler is Mike Fagan because he was smart enough to retire. Oh, this guy.
It's almost
That's
like
accurate.
It's almost like I've got a coaster I could be putting my drink on instead of having this mug sweat all over the table.
Oh yeah.
I've even got my I got my second place coasters.
How about Michael Holman going 8-13 in team and not breaking 1,000 at all events last week? Yeah, that's interesting. Fun fact, I did not realize that Michael Holman is now a SPI guy.
I didn't either.
Yes, at Nationals he was wearing a Storm shirt.
Huh.
Surprised he gave away the purple hammers.
Yeah, I have no idea what he was even throwing. But yeah, and this is the thing.
at one point.
Yeah, 8-13 in team, and then he went 5-40, 6-15 in doubles and singles. I thought that the doubles and singles pattern. I think that the left side this year is easier as a whole than the right side. Team is wide open. Team's a house shot. Doubles and singles though can be managed easier on the left side because it's just this rare instance where it's tough, but urethane and not having anybody over there to transition the lanes worked out really well for Chaz and I. And the right side, just with the track friction, couldn't. It was harder to stay right, especially for bigger rev rates. Like that's really where I think James needed to be at. But just his rev rate and how short and dry the pattern was playing, he couldn't stay right. Or if he did, it would have been just as big of a catastrophe as it was with him moving inside. But yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Interesting. Inside scoop, he said he was dropped because he dropped his PBA card and he was too demanding. His words, not mine. All right.
Too demanding. I'd like to expand on that. Maybe off air.
Yeah.
Dropped because he dropped his card and then demanding because he wanted more.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know Brunswick's in contract time right now, so.
Yeah, Michael's another cool dude too. We've seen him at some stuff.
He usually bowls the Swiss trios every year.
Yeah.
With Team Bang on Thane.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is an interesting one. Curious what you guys think about USBC promoting Glenn Allison's longevity, but still standing firm on not sanctioning his 900. I think it's nonsense, but I think it's kind of like putting Mark McGuire or Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame. You do it for one, you got to do it for all of them.
Yep. I still think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'll leave it at that. Don't at me.
Yeah, I do too. I think if you got and the stuff for me sometimes, like I get what steroids do for the baseball players, but Mark McGuire hit 50 home runs his first season as a stick man.
Yep.
Barry Bonds had his career average was 300 or almost 300 or something like that. I mean, steroids don't help you make contact with the ball. Now, Mark McGuire turned into either a strikeout or a home run. I mean, he turned into Aaron Judge for the last handful of years. But Barry Bonds, I always thought was, steroids or not, Barry was going to get his.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Old Barry Bonds.
Yeah. But again, I think that's one of those things. They didn't approve it way back when, and I think you just open up a whole can of worms and people coming out of the woodwork. And I think that anybody that knows anything thinks that I don't think at this point that USBC coming out and officially sanctioning it changes anything. He's still Mr. 900. I would have to think everybody's kind of accepted him as Mr. 900. And it would probably be nice to have it sanctioned, but at the same time, I think it's been long enough, and that's who he is. And whether or not they say, "Oh, okay, hey, yeah, we'll count it now," I don't think it really matters too much anymore.
I mean, they sanctioned Robert Musteris.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me started on that thing.
Yeah.
Who did it in pre-bowl in his own center owned by his parents?
Yeah, with nobody else in the building.
Apparently, he did it twice.
He did it 3 times. They only sanctioned 2 of them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Most hated man in bowling.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid hearing about that. I'm like, oh man, that's so cool. And then I found out what happened. I'm like, what a douche.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, we still need your hot take. I know we're doing a little bit of chat right now. But,
the hot take is we can talk about a little bit of the PWBA action now.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm blurring up.
We've had a couple of PWBA. Yeah, you got to hold it up at the camera and then slowly, and then pull it back towards your face to get it to refocus.
It's the same damn camera too.
Yeah, I know. That's what's really funny is that we figured out how to fake the camera out when we were doing the rise and grinds.
Is this rise and grinds?
Yeah. We're back on trying to get the camera to focus again.
Thing. Is it? Oh, there we go. Is this a nostalgia shed?
There we go. Yeah. So we've had a couple of PWBA tournaments so far this season.
Jordan Richard won this weekend.
Yeah. And Sherry Tan won the first one.
That's right.
Did I put in who?
That's good below the belt. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. He said, I think Hawes looked better blurred.
Yeah.
I think it was a little too sexy. Little. Yeah, Katie Simpson won a regional, didn't she?
Yeah. Uh-huh. With the bowling, she's the one that owns the bowling doggos, or her parents do, or whatever, the bowling golden doodles.
They came to Royal Crest once.
Stupid ginger.
You knew that, didn't you?
Yeah. I am.
Yeah. Brought him and let him bowl and all that stuff. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I want to hear this hot take, though. I still you got me on the line here. I'm waiting to.
I think so. The hot take is that there's a lot of pros whose games I think are in worse shape than the results or their fan following would indicate. And I think that now, and at the same time, Darren Tang put out something today. I guess he's got some arm issues, and anybody who watches Darren knows that his timing's not good. He has very, very early timing, and he had his worst season on tour. And he said himself that he got a lesson from Jazz Now, and Jazz Now said, you have the game of a 180 average bowler, the physical game.
God,
but if he's managing to be a professional, even if he didn't have the greatest year, he still had a lot better of a year than I would have had out there, than you would have had out there, or whatever else. Than most people would have had out there with his 180 average game. And so that's both a reality check and a compliment at the same time, because if you have a 180 average game and you're a professional, I mean, I'd say that's pretty good. But he's also having some arm issues, and he might have to have surgery and take some time off. And here he was at the end of the year wanting to spend the next several months rebuilding his game, not recovering from injury before then trying to recovering from surgery before then trying to rebuild his game, because I guess the surgery he would have to take like 6 months off or something. And Kyle Sherman just had to do the same thing with his hip. And stuff sucks. The one that I am going to pick on is Daria Payuk, because she made a show, but her game is in bad shape. And every single time she posts something on social media and everybody tells her how great she throws the ball and how wonderful it is, it's terrible. It's in bad shape, and it almost kind of makes me angry, because she has so much potential. She's very marketable. She's a very nice person. She's very likable. She has all the potential in the world. She has all the resources in the world, and how or why she has listened to these people that have horribly mismanaged her and her game specifically. Like, let me pull this up, because this just pisses me off. She made the show, so obviously she's doing something right somewhere.
Maybe she should worry a little less about taking videos and pictures and worry more about throwing the bowling ball.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to be hated on social media.
I wasn't going to go that far, but
hey,
PWBA Bowling 2023.
Here come my DMs.
Yeah.
Hey, you wanted a hot take. I wanted to get in here and say something, dang it. And yes, she should. While you're looking that up, Richard, I had a decent tournament in Pittsburgh, Kansas. Awesome, man. Good. It's good to hear.
All right, so I'm going to play around with this a little bit. Share screen, PWBA Stockton Open. All right, so I had this time stamped because I was showing somebody else what's going on, and I'm going to replay this a few times and slow it down. Just because somebody can put a bunch of power and revs on the ball does not mean that they're actually good, or that they're actually throwing it good. And again, it's kind of ironic that she, I'm talking about how bad she's throwing it, but she made the TV show. She just didn't look good doing it. Her mechanics have been way out of whack for a long time. That's why she's got the elbow problems, and it's just from how she's throwing the ball, she's just wrecking her elbow. And I mean, so we're going to go on ahead and play this here.
Expect it. It's going to happen.
Okay, I need to go back a little further.
It's painful. Oh, it's so painful to watch. The way she just contorts her elbow or whatever you call it.
Yeah. Okay, so her ball is right up under her chin. She's standing way straight up. The ball goes all the way up, and then she just how bad is this?
Her ball goes above her head.
Well, and people are going to look at this and say, "Oh my God, she throws it great." And I'm looking at this and I'm like, "Oh my God, what are we doing here?" Like, let me playback speed.
I can't tell you, I never realized the ball was at her chin and it goes above her head.
Yeah.
In the back.
So the ball's under her chin. She's very, very, I mean, she's tall. She's already tall to begin with, but she's standing very straight up. That's a good start. But then the ball goes all the way up there.
Oh my.
And you see this kind of falling off of it. Like her shoulders are pointed straight left. I mean, on her follow through, look at where her shoulders are pointed at.
Well, yeah, that's exactly why the ball went dead left.
Like, look at where her shoulders are pointed at the head pin on 10 right there. And she's not trying to throw it that direction. So you see her elbow flying out right here. She's way straight up. Her head is up. And then watch her follow through. Like, she's trying to, everything's aimed left, but she's trying to like fling it right. It's just,
God, it's going to bother me. I've never realized that ball goes that far.
That's the thing, is it looks like, oh damn, she's pretty good until you actually analyze it. And watch, she decelerates on the way down too.
How tall is she?
She's like 5'8", 5'9", maybe 5'10".
I was getting ready to say something really stupid, so I'm not going to say it.
But yeah,
I was getting ready to say, well, she's taller than me, so
yeah.
That was everybody in America.
If you actually watch and analyze it, like, it goes up over her head, and then she decelerates on her. Like, why do we need that much backswing? And I'm not talking any mess at her. I mean, she's a whole lot better than I'm ever going to be. But it just the point is that she doesn't throw it nearly as well as people think she does. And because of how much talent she has and how successful she has the potential to be, and all the resources she have, who in the shit is coaching her into this? This is what I don't understand. She has access to the best coaches in the world, and they give her this.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. I mean, she's great for the sport.
Makes me angry.
Yeah. From what I understand, she's pretty fantastic when it comes to signing autographs, taking pictures.
Oh yeah.
Again,
I crossed with her in the PTQ at the U.S. Open when it was in Wichita a few years ago, and she's fantastic. Again, that's part of why she's so marketable and she's so popular in Japan, because she's just a spark of energy, light bulb, always happy, smiley, nothing bothers her, whatever else. But it's just, how do you have this to work with and the best tournament or the best coaches in the world, and they coach her into this? Like, what is that? That's saying things about the best coaches in the world that I just kind of halfway refuse to believe.
I think she gets coaching from some guy in Poland, doesn't she?
I don't know, but it's just, her backswing goes up way too high, and then because she would just yeet it off her hand if she actually let gravity take over.
It's crazy. I never realized that.
She's
I've
really
seen her
all the way up there, and then it kind of, she decelerates on the way down and then tries to snap it, and it's just.
Angel set pull up the set she won against Verity.
Pretty much every person that's
yeah.
in that exact same zone. All the ball reps, even.
I don't know if she has a coach in the States.
Well, and
Justin,
see, this is even better than.
I think she's living in Utah. She's pretty much, because he's with Gio.
Yeah.
So I think she's always in the storm facility. So
Okay. And so just and again, look at the. I think that I had this queued up. Just I mean, look at the difference in how she threw it. This is 2017. Now look at how much better this was 6 years ago.
oh, look at balls down.
Yeah, the ball's further down, and she explodes into it. Her timing is so much better. It's so much better.
Backswing's not quite just above her head. Now, granted, that was me looking at it from that angle.
The backswing's still high, but her arm is all the way behind the ball. She doesn't flag out and around it. She gets lower. Look at where her shoulders are pointed when she's going to throw the ball. She doesn't decelerate on the way down. She lets it get up there. It hangs, and then she just bangs through it.
Yeah, that's pretty good right there.
I mean,
That's
that is.
textbook.
She was here 6 years ago, and some dumbass coaches have spent the last
Correct.
6 years ruining her or something. I don't understand. It is so frustrating. It's so irritating. I don't understand it. Just eases into it. The timing's slower, and just bang. And she
That's
didn't
great.
strike on that, but whatever.
Yeah,
But I mean,
still, she's still, ball's definitely lower in the setup.
Yeah, like how much better is that? And then, whoops.
Hey, the breakdown pair. I want to know whoever told her that was a good idea. But yes, somebody said the same thing. I think she's got a coach in Poland.
Spokane. Yeah, I went to Stockton.
Excuse me.
So then we go back.
And we the trade all the and
We go back here
the
again.
person that scored well was in that exact same zone. All the ball reps, even during the practice session, were saying,
Oh, that's
"Hey,
so
just
painful to
know
watch.
catch
I mean,
the
it's
elbow.
just
the trade."
it frustrates me, and that's not going to be a popular thing. But I'm not talking shit on Daria. That's the thing, is I'm not. Oh my God, she's terrible. I don't know. Like, no, she has all this potential. She has all this great stuff, and somebody has spent the last 6 years ruining her.
Oh, that's
It
bad.
just pisses me off.
That is accurate. Yeah, she's. I never realized that, to be honest. That she was. I guess I don't watch her enough. But I didn't realize that she had the ball set up that high in the setup, and I never realized that her backswing literally goes above her head.
Yeah, and so she
I
has
have
to,
seen her elbow, like discontort.
yeah, she has to decelerate on the way down, or she'll throw it through the frickin' masking unit.
Oh, it's just painful to watch her because the elbow.
Those are the things that I catch and that just drive me insane. And everybody's on social. Oh my God, you throw it so amazing! I want to bowl like you when I grow up. And I'm like, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
But again, it's not a opportunity to talk shit on her. I know that everybody wants to misinterpret things these days so that they can have something to whine or complain about.
Yeah.
But she's a great person. I'm disappointed for her, I guess. So that's kind of my point.
Understood. So that was the hot take, huh?
Yeah, because somebody's, oh my God.
That's all good.
How about you get out there and try to do it? That's not the point.
In one of her videos, I think
she is double jointed, which is why there's so much excess extension is because she's using her elbow as a hinge. She's using it like a double-sided door, or a double, a door that goes both ways. It's almost it's like a slingshotty type thing, and she uses the straightness of her arm as power to kind of slingshot back through it. And so it's just naturally, since she's double jointed, like my elbow just stops there and it's not going anywhere. But since she's double jointed, it's going to give a little bit on the way down, and it's going to absorb all those G's, and it's just not going to allow her to really stay behind the ball. But if she had better mechanics, or if somebody had taught her better mechanics, that wouldn't be a problem at all. Because if you look at EJ does the same thing. He just doesn't load all of the stress into his elbow.
Yeah, it just hits the crap out of it.
It's the same damn thing. But Wonder if all the COVID shutdowns of being stuck overseas had anything to do with it. Yeah, she didn't get a whole lot of reps there for a while, but that's a product of poor coaching. That's just whatever it comes down to. It's a product of poor coaching. Because if you look at somebody like that, and I sit here and think, as an armchair quarterback, and with my ego being what it is, I think I can fix somebody like that in 5 minutes. So why can't all these coaches that she's paying thousands and thousands of dollars to, why don't they see this stuff or recognize it or do something about it?
I mean, she did just have a whole off season too, by the way.
Yeah.
I think she's been staying in Ohio at the Storm facility a lot. So
yeah. This is a good point. Paralysis by analysis. She's overcoached. Need to be an athlete again. Yeah, she has better knee. I think she had better knee bend back when.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's just. So yeah, that's my hot take. But then again, Jordan Richard won this tournament here just Saturday, I think, a couple days ago.
Yes. When is their next one?
I think it's every week here for a while. So the PWBA season just started, so I think they'll probably start another tournament Thursday. I would imagine.
It's already almost over.
Yeah.
No, it's just that their schedule is so small.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be mean. It's just terrible how small their schedule is.
All right, I do got to squeeze a little whiskey in here before we're done.
Yeah, so they bowl May 17th and 13th, or 17th to the 23rd. They're actually bowling the Queens this week.
So, sweet. That'll be cool.
So they have the Queens this week, and they're bowling at Samstown. Then May 31st to 26th, or May 31st to June 6th. Man, I cannot talk. They're at Spectrum Lanes in Wyoming. Yeah, I mean, they're bowling every week. It's just their tour season's over by August 8th or August 15th.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it just started. So
yeah.
That's a terribly small schedule. I have no idea how anybody makes a living doing that.
Well, and I think that part of the deal is that most of them have normal jobs, like Aaron McCarthy's a nurse, and so they have the more condensed schedules so that they kind of allow them to have a regular job outside of this, and especially the time of the year, it allows all them that are collegiate coaches that have the summer off. That fits their schedule, and then the condensed tournament timelines even allows some of them to either bowl part of the year, like I think Rena Sabo is just bowling part of the year. Yeah. Some of the women's team that comes over from Korea, Singapore, they bowl a handful of the tournaments. And otherwise, some of them can actually bowl the tournament and then leave Sunday, go back home, work for 3 or 4 days, and then go back to head to the next stop or something if they want to be that on top of it. But
they get 8 total tournaments this year. But what I don't understand is if I watch half of them, they're all flying. How can they afford it?
I don't know. That's just it. I guess it's cheaper than staying traveling the whole time if they can get back and work a little bit.
I guess, but
William Murphy, just pay them more for the prize funds. That would, USB. I think the PBA needs to buy the PWBA and get it away from USBC so that they can put a little bit of money into it. But people bitch and whine about spending $15 a year on sanction fees. Well, it doesn't do anything for me. It's like, well, it may not do anything specifically for you, but you would be funding other things. And what are you going to get? What do you expect in the first place for $15 a year? That's one of those catch-22 that chases its tails. It's like, I'm not getting anything currently, so why the hell do I want to give them more money to mismanage? But they really can't do anything for you for $15 a year. So it's one of those things you can play hot potato back and forth.
I've never understood why people throw a fit about it. Does it suck that it goes up in price at times? Yeah, it sucks, but you got to think about the long term. Yeah, the USBC sucks. We all know it, but you got to think about the possibilities that you can do with it. And bowlers are the worst people ever, so they're going to complain about everything. Yeah. We all know it's accurate. Everybody in this chat knows it's accurate.
Yep. All right. So Angel found me this decanter.
So it looks like a genie bottle.
Yeah. Glenfiddich. I don't know if you can't. It's hard. It's a little faded, but you can see the deer head there.
So cool.
She found me a Glenfiddich decanter at an estate sale for like $3 a couple years ago, and I never got around to getting the Glenfiddich to put into the decanter because I'm weird like that. I could have picked anything else to put in it just because it's a cool decanter, but I wanted to put some Glenfiddich in there because I like Scott.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so I wanted to get some Glenfiddich. Well, I got some. I got a couple of gift cards for Christmas that I never fully spent at Barrel House, and so I remembered, and I said, "Hey, well, how about this? I'm just going to stop and get me a bottle of Glenfiddich. It's Glenfiddich 14 year, and it was aged in bourbon barrels.
Sweet. So. Wonder what she's teaching people in her Power Academy. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing too, is that there are a lot of people that are very good at doing other things other than bowling. She might actually, just because she's not great at bowling, or I mean, she is great at bowling. Let me rephrase that. Just because somebody is not great at bowling doesn't mean that they aren't great at coaching bowling. And just because somebody is great at bowling doesn't mean that they're great at coaching bowling.
Another thing too, it's just because you're not great at bowling doesn't mean you're not a good ambassador for our sport either.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of different ways that you can, like, I'm never going to be like a super competitive bowler. I think another couple of years and I'll get good enough to kind of fake it every once in a while. But my brain's just not wired like that. I'm ball reaction, some coaching, stuff like that. That's more, my brain is more wired the coaching direction. And again, you take somebody like Pete Weber, I wouldn't want him coaching a 5-year-old, especially for more reasons than one. But he's one of the best bowlers ever. He's just one of those guys that give him a bowling ball and he can make it do amazing things. But you have some other people like Rick Benoit, who is the best bowling mind in the world, probably.
Pretty close, yeah.
As now is a great coach. But they weren't particularly successful actually bowling themselves. And so I think we need to disassociate that a little bit. And that's something, of course, that I'm going to bring up because I'm not that great of a bowler. And I don't, people are going, oh, well, why don't you get out there and do it? And if you know so much, then why aren't you better? And it's like, well, I mean, that's just not the way that my brain is wired. And, you're conflating actual skill, physical skill or physical ability with someone's ability to coach, which is, different. It helps having knowledge of, bowl at least well enough so that you know enough to coach people in a certain direction. But, I don't know. She might be a great coach. I don't really know.
Who knows? The problem with bowling is the bowlers. 100% facts.
And I think Andrew Anderson was another one that was saying his physical game's in a bad place right now.
Yeah, he admitted said it's in shambles.
Mm-hmm. And he's a great bowler, and that's another thing that just goes to show that, and there's a lot of them that have said too. It's like, every once in a while we need to get off and bowl on a house shot to kind of loosen the swing back up, because you bowl on tough stuff all the time. When you have to make dead accurate shots, you start getting tight, you start tightening up, you start trying to force things to happen. And sometimes you just need to go bowl in a house shot and have a couple drinks and loosen the arm swing back up.
That's not wrong. It's not wrong at all. I mean, it helps everybody's confidence. It helps yours. It helps mine. It helps everybody else. Yeah.
So, I mean, don't mistake this for us talking shit or whatever on any of these bowlers, because we'd all like to see everybody would like to see Daria succeed more. Everybody would like to see somebody like Verity succeed more. Everybody would like to see, Darren Tang's got a huge following on YouTube. His subscribers, his followers love to see him, succeed more. And it'd be better for him too, because they do all those. I'm sure it's not fun having just a bad season on the tour in general, but not having a bad season when you do PBA Tour vlogs constantly. You still have to make the vlog, talk about how bad you bowled every week. Like, that's got to be awful. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So
it's rough. I mean, he has a lot of help on his end of things, which helps, but it's still,
but yeah,
can you imagine Brad and Kyle this year?
Yeah. you just have a bad, and that sucks all the fun out of doing that too. It's like, God, I bowled bad, and now I have to practice. I'm not making any money, and I have to spend all this time making a vlog about how bad I bowled on top of it. It's like just going ahead and miss me with all that.
Just keep kicking yourself right in the crotch is what that does. Sorry.
No, it reminded me of one of those videos of like the Shaolin monks or whatever. Like the guy's just standing there and getting kicked over and over again. Yeah.
I don't know how that's even entertainment because that just, I feel it in my gut every time I see that.
Oh my God. That's like the, some of my favorite accounts to follow on Instagram are kids getting hurt and wicked slams, girls who slam, which is the same thing as wicked slams. It's just people like on bicycles and skateboards and whatever, and they miss and they just like obliterate themselves. So,
see the type of show we have here.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy seeing others in pain.
So yeah, I didn't put the banner up there or whatever, but that was over the line. Over the line. And so now, yeah, we're into spare time now. The last 13 minutes of the show here,
which we've also chatted a lot with the chat tonight too. So
yeah,
it's been a good show. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, this does mix it up a little bit better. Especially we didn't have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about, and we're generally not going to have a lot to talk about over the summer. Next show we can preview. That'll be the 29th. That'll actually be Memorial Day.
So we will not have a show.
We probably won't have the show. So the next time would be
Springfield.
Yeah, the next time we'll be back from Springfield. So I guess we can spend a few minutes previewing Springfield if you want to do that. That's a week and a half actually.
We can preview it. It's just gonna suck. I hate Springfield.
Yeah. It's one of those tournaments that's kind of turning into how in the living hell do people score down here every year? It used to be, you go Sunshine would suck, and then Enterprise was awesome. Now they're doing like challenge patterns or whatever.
Yep.
That are not easy. But people still shoot monster scores. It's just you are not shooting monster scores anymore. And so it's like, how the hell is this actually happening?
I don't carry in either building either. So if I do have a look at the pocket, I still don't carry shit. So I don't understand it. I always get put on a crap pair every year for team. And Enterprise, well, I'm either going to strike a lot or I'm not going to strike at all. And last year I didn't get to bowl singles and doubles, so I didn't get to torture myself that much. But I don't know. I had a pretty good look, though, in team last year. And it's the same pattern, if I remember, or for what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
It's me through the Paragon, like the only time I've ever thrown that junk. I still think something's wrong with that ball. I'm trying to remember. I had to have surface. I had to have quite a bit of surface
Nationals
on the team pattern, but I don't remember exactly what I had on it.
God, I'm glad I looked that up. I was pulling up Pin Pal from last year because I can't remember. I think my high set, I bowled, I don't know, this is probably my 8th or 9th year by now. But I think my high set at the team house, which is Sunshine, is like 620. I've only shot over 600 2 or 3 times, and when I have been, they've been nothing. I have had a freaking monster year. One of the years. Generally, I do well at Enterprise. I don't have like bad years at Enterprise, but I had a monster year a couple years ago when I shot like I couldn't get lined up, and I shot like 180 out of the gate, and then I shot 1330 for the back 5, and my low game was like 256 or something for the back 5, and I literally swept brackets the second set. I shot like 780 or something the second set and swept the brackets.
That's the great thing about that tournament is they're hard enough where you can make some money down there.
Oh yeah, shooting 600 at Sunshine, you are profiting.
Oh yeah.
If you go 200, 200, 200 at Sunshine, I will take that every year. I will take that every year. You could shoot
590 and make a profit, I bet.
Yeah, you could probably shoot 570 if you go 190, 190, 190. You would probably still profit. Last year,
how hard that was.
Yeah, I pulled up Pin Pal last year. I shot 540 in team, but as a lefty. And then I think I didn't do so hot in, where is it? Doubles, singles.
I didn't see that. I was there for a brief time, but
I shot 1180, but I shot 660 the second set. So yeah, the first set was just not doing it, and then I just kind of gave up and moved. I'm like, oh, well, I have a look now, so this is cool.
See, beaten path is not that hard of a pattern, but when they put it down in Enterprise, it's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
And Enterprise is generally a fairly easy house. So
yeah, it's not bad. That's why I don't understand why that place just sucks. Like,
yeah,
I can't put 10 back there. I 10 pin more there than I can't say that I 10 pin more there than anybody else or anywhere else. That's backtrack there. I 10 pin there a lot. Heard they were way softer this year at the Ozarks, both houses. Yeah, I heard that. But at the same time, the scores don't look good.
I need to make a call. 1-800-BULL-SHIT. Once again, that number is 1-800-BULL-SHIT.
Got it. Can you repeat that? No,
that's the thing is that, I don't know. Sunshine always sucks no matter what. It didn't matter what pattern they put down there, what lane surface, whether it's half synthetic, half wood, all synthetic, whatever else. That house just sucks. Enterprise is generally okay one way or another, but we'll see.
Unique bowling center Sunshine is. I will say that.
Yeah, Sunshine's fun.
It is a fun place to bowl. It really is. Don't get me wrong. Just an Enterprise, it's always clean. It's a great center. I've always loved the city feel with the big light posts and all that. It's just, to me, it's cool. It's open. You're never crowded in there.
No.
But man, I tell you what, I think you're my doubles partner too, by the way.
Yeah. Angel,
I think you are my doubles.
Yeah, I'm not sure because Angel's actually bowling this year. Normally she doesn't bowl Ozark. She goes, but she's normally like she's like the just in case bowler. She's the one.
Amanda.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Trevor did say that.
She's bowling with Amanda.
Yeah, normally she's the emergency bowler. So when, Amanda ends up in the hospital or something.
I'll give you a start on that because that was a long freaking weekend, all right?
God, and that wasn't last year, was it? Was it 2 years ago, or was it last year? Okay, because I was going to say if it was 2021 and was still with all the COVID stuff and
no, it was still sucked. We still had to. It was still like COVID restrictions up in there.
Yeah.
But for those that know, the wife ended up in the hospital while we were in Springfield got sick. She had medical complication. Long story short, she spent a few days extra in Springfield. I didn't get to bowl singles and doubles. She was supposed to bowl singles and doubles, and it was a rough weekend.
Yeah.
The fact that she was even tried to bowl team event was a trooper.
Yeah.
She was in pain.
Oh yeah. Well, she was feeling because we went to that brewery beforehand.
She was rough.
And she was not in good shape then.
No, not at all. I don't know how she made it. I really don't. But I really want to go to that brewery again. By the way, there's a brewery in Springfield. I can't remember the name of it, but it used to be an old fire station.
Is it like Cabin Boys or something?
I think it is Cabin Boys. Now that you say that, but it's an old fire station. When you go in there, they've even got the old pole that they slid down and all that stuff. It was pretty sweet. It's right by the Springfield Cardinals facility.
Cabin Boys.
Because we went there last year and drank beers before we bowled team.
No, Cabin Boys is in Tulsa.
That's right. Cabin Boys is Tulsa. What is?
God, I can't remember now. I know that I follow them. Pages. Let me see pages.
They had good beer. I will say that.
I'll just Google it. Yeah, Cabin Boys was the one with all the games and stuff that we went to in Tulsa.
Mm-hmm.
That was next to American Solaris or whatever.
Which we need to go there again this year because I like that place. I'll let you get to the question when you look that up. There's a question for you. You featured it. So.
Hold Fast Brewing Company.
It was a neat place. I really liked it. They had board games and everything else out there. Mm-hmm. It was dumping rain.
They also had craft kombucha.
Yeah.
Which excites me. Bowling Reno, June 7th, 8th, right-hander, 375 to 400 revs, taking DNA, Duo, Standard 2000, TNT, Dark Code, Forge Flare, Hustle Wine, for sure. Sound good. Yeah. You can throw whatever you want to throw on team. It doesn't really matter. Just stay right as long as possible. Because again, the biggest thing I saw getting people in trouble is starting too deep, and then the back ends gave up. They went from flush in the pocket to wash out really quick, and then they couldn't move back right. They couldn't move left. They just destroyed the lane. So stay right on both patterns. Stay as far outside as possible on both patterns as long as possible. If you're like straight up 8 on team, you're going to frickin' demolish them and just kind of make little moves in as you go. And so, yeah, TNT is going to look good on both patterns. The dark code you might be able to use once you open the lanes up, like the last game and a half a team. Forge Flare, I think, is going to be a good one. Hustle Wine probably won't get much use at all, but it's a good bailout ball just in case.
Put some surface on that flare.
Yeah, and especially with your rev rate, you might be able to use the wine. It might actually work in double and singles later, but the DNA I think is gonna be a good look. I don't know if you'll use the duo, but like DNA, TNT, you're gonna get a heavy use out of those.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what exactly to put on that flare, but you're definitely going to want surface on that flare.
Yeah, you're going to want surface on the flare, but you do want having the dark code and keeping that polished. I think is going to be because it's got a huge core. It's a big cover on it, but you are going to need something with polish on it because it's a.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people are saying that there's like a speed bump at 30 feet. So the pattern tapers in, but then it tapered, they add a little bit more oil to kind of check you a little bit. So speed control is important. But yeah, having something with polish on it, a big ball with polish on it, which I think the dark code will fit that. Having something bigger with polish on it will surprise you. Most of the time you go to nationals, you absolutely don't want polish on anything. Yeah. This, I think you need polish. I think you need something with a big ball with polish on it.
There.
So thanks William for adding your comments in there too. I agree.
Yep.
All right. If we have anything to wrap up, it is almost 8 o'clock. I need to
almost there.
Have a little my Death Star ice cube in here.
That's cool. So cool. So you are going to have. Go ahead. Sorry.
Just real quick, if I didn't have the Yingling earlier, I also got a bottle of Whistle Pig. This stuff is amazing.
It's good shit.
And this is the cheap stuff at like $50 a bottle. But Johnny Clark got me this. So
fun fact: I drank a half a bottle of that in Tulsa a couple years ago. That's last year.
Yeah, Whistle Pig's amazing.
I have a bottle of that by myself. Walking around the parking lot looking for who broke into his truck.
Mm-hmm.
Needless to say, I was hurting a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, did we decide on what it was going to be?
Each day is better than the next. What's that?
Did we decide on next show? Are we going to take the 3 weeks off, or?
It depends. I mean, if we don't end up bowling the sweeper,
I'm planning on bowling Memorial Day as of right now.
I would like to bowl the sweeper, especially because we head to Springfield that weekend. Because I think Memorial Day is on the 29th.
Yes.
So it's 2 weeks from now, and then we're headed to Springfield that next weekend. So getting some reps in on something a little bit tougher would be nice. So
facts. I agree with that.
Bowling Memorial Day. Okay. Yeah.
Totally down for that.
Normally we do. I don't think we did last year.
I did.
Because normally we just donate, but yeah, this year with Springfield being the very next week, I'd like to.
I plan to bowl.
Be there.
So we can do so next week, unless you want to do another show next week or you want to take a week off, it don't matter to me.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll see what the people want. We had a pretty good crowd.
Yeah.
There's not and you had stuff to talk about that.
Yeah.
Taking a break. I'm not sure there's going to be any.
Yeah, or we can do it that Tuesday instead of. Yeah, we can do it the day after Memorial Day instead of on Memorial Day.
Yeah, 100%. We can do that. I'm good with that too. So
we can figure it out.
Yep, so. I'm cool with that.
Well,
I'll just be at the lake watching the Indy 500, baby.
You haven't streamed any bowling, so you could stream it. You guys could mic up.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah,
right.
Angel suggested we could stream the tournament. Normally
What
James streams it, but we could always stream it. And of course, I don't know why we'd need to stream it if both of us were doing it, but we could, I mean, whoever's channel it ends up on, we could stream it and we could pass a microphone back and forth or something.
Yeah, I mean, I had no problem with that. I mean, I'll also I plan on getting some stuff done for Springfield for us. Get some content on our socials.
Yeah.
And we'll take that time to get that done. Hopefully, I need to do it before I get pissed off. Let's just say that.
Yeah. We just need to get back in the habit. That's the thing, is as soon as we take a couple pictures and put a couple pictures up, then we'll be back in it's just
I'll get it.
You do it, you forget about it, you don't think about it, and so it just out of sight, out of mind. And
yeah, I'll get them taken. We'll take care of it. So we'll get the socials going again. Well, let's wrap this bad boy up, and everybody should hopefully everybody has a great rest of the week. And yeah, we both got a couple weddings to go to this weekend.
Yeah, I'll put our stuff up there.
It's 10 Rosedal 10 off at coolwick.com every time you make a purchase. You can use one of those.
Quick ship. Or
unless it's a quick ship or the mystery box, yes.
Or a bulk order. The list is pretty longer.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I mean, if you make a bulk order, you're getting jerseys at like $35 a piece anyway. So
yeah, absolutely.
And then of course, once again, the Breakdown Pair Facebook group and the Instagram that we'll get going again. And we were sharing like different stuff too. It wasn't just like a strictly bowling. Like Facebook is more like bowling, but Instagram was supposed to be a little bit more fun with everyday stuff. And yeah, big L on that one.
We'll fix it. We got some golf coming up. We got the golf tournament and camping, or I'm going to the camper. If you guys want to head back, we can get more pictures of that. And
yeah.
We'll get plenty of stuff. We're going to a brewery, hopefully down in Springfield. We'll take care of you.
Yeah, we will definitely. We're going to be. Let me see. We will. I can't remember what time we're bowling the afternoon squad on
noon.
Saturday.
Noon.
Oh, we're bowling at noon. Oh yeah, that's
noon,
right. Okay.
Noon and 8:30.
So yeah, we can probably go to the brewery. We might be able to go to the brewery like after.
Yeah, we can go eat and then go. Or actually, we can go there and then go to dinner.
Yeah, because I don't think that we have anything going on Saturday after. Or we're going to the show Friday night. Okay. Yeah, we got a show Friday night, but after bowling on Saturday, we don't have anything going on.
No,
so
I don't book anything on bowling days.
Okay, yeah, we do. We are staying in Brands. We're getting down there at noon Friday, and we're doing some stuff, and then we're seeing a show Friday night, and then we bowl Saturday, Sunday, and then we're staying for a couple more days. But yeah,
we'll be down in Branson Friday night for a bit. I don't know if we're playing golf or what we're doing, but we'll be down there. So yeah, good old Springfield.
All right. Well, we don't have anything else in the chat, and I'm out of whiskey, so we'll see everybody later. In one way or another, we'll be on some stream. Even if James is the one streaming, we'll be on something for Memorial Day here in a couple weeks, and we'll try to pop some general pictures up on the Instagram, get that wound back up, because we should have a bunch of stuff in Springfield.
Yep.
So, thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the donation that we got from Michael Maradian.
Hopefully you didn't
said that right. And Jess, looking forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. Good luck on your super long trip. He's going to be away from home for like 3 weeks.
Well, safe travels, my man. Safe travels.
Yeah. But all right. Thanks, everybody. And we will see you next time.